Good morning, dear friends. I am Dr. Reginam Linus, Associate Professor of Electrical Engineering Department at Sanjay Godawat University, Kolhapur. Last lectures we have learned about if the rotor is salient pole and stator is cylindrical, how the magnetic flux linkage will be, how the magnetomotive force will be. Then we come to know there is having the changes in the reluctance due to the air gap length. Wherever the rotor pole shoes are there, where the air gap length is very less, then other area the air gap length will be more. So due to that, wherever this air gap length is more, automatically the reluctance will be more, so that magnetomotive force will be reduced, so flux linkages will also reduce. So similarly, that wherever the flux linkages or wherever the air gap density is air gap length is very less, their reluctance will be less, automatically magnetic flux will be more, so that we will accordingly the inductance will also change as the inductance is nothing, inductance is directly inductance is also depends upon this air gap length. So now accordingly we end up with this equation of that salient pole machine as follows. Let me share my screen. So we come to, I hope it is my writing pad is visible to you. We come to know that magnetic flux density along this direct axis FD can be written as F cap in the cos theta, then FQ direct quadrature axis is nothing but F cap in the sine theta. F cap into sine theta. What is F cap? That is the maximum magnetic magnetomotive force. What is the value of magnetomotive force will be, I will explain once in the next lecture when I explain that inductance derivation. So in this lecture only I am concentrating how one can derive the flux linkage if the stator is cylindrical and the rotor is stator is cylindrical and the rotor is salient pole machine. Then we come to know the direct axis flux linkage along the circumferential angle alpha is nothing but FD into cos of alpha minus pi by 2 minus theta. So from this we come to, already we know FD, so that F cap into cos theta into cos of alpha minus pi by 2 minus theta. Similarly, if you write it that FQ at the function of alpha, we can write FQ magnitude into cos of alpha minus theta. So I request that audience, you can refer this previous lecture where I have explained how one can derive this, so that we can write F cap in the sine theta r into cos of alpha minus theta. Cos of alpha minus theta r. So already I have told you that if suppose this this is the stator and rotor, if you this is assume this is in the stator, we have this is the stator slots are there, so current is entering here and current is leaving in this region, therefore the stator magnetic flux will be in this direction, it will be the maximum. So this is the reference of this maximum magnetic flux due to the stator coil. In this derivation is help us to derive the self inductance of the stator and the rotary salient pole. So now if the rotor is salient pole, our rotor surface is like this. Our rotor will be like this. So now this is here, the winding current will be in this rotor magnetic flux. If you excite this rotor, here this current entering and the current is leaving. So this is the reference of this rotor axis. This is the reference of this rotor axis. So these two we can call it as theta. This two we'll call it as theta. So this is already we have done this theta. This is the reference of stator axis. This is the reference of rotor axis. Why reference? In this area where the stator flux is maximum, in this area where rotor flux is maximum. Therefore, this will be theta. So accordingly, we come to know we will take this length as air gap length LGD. LGD is nothing but small air gap length due to the reluctance of this air gap. This is a small length. That is what we are writing it as LGD. Then this is our LGD is nothing but this is LGQ. LGQ is nothing but the length is more. Air gap length is more. Air gap length is more, this is air gap, this less. So accordingly, we have derived that along the direct axis, we have FD alpha is this much, and along the quadrature axis, we have this flux linkage is like this. So now, if you write this, so now along the resultant magnetomotive force is nothing but resultant sum of magnetic flux along magnetomotive force due to the air gap of LGD and magnetomotive force due to the air gap of LGQ. Therefore, we can write resultant of alpha magnetomotive force is nothing but FD of alpha plus FQ of alpha. Where this alpha will start from here. Already we know alpha will start from here. Alpha equal to 0, then 190, then 360, and it will be repeat. So that F alpha is circumferential angle. So that F alpha equal to FD of alpha plus FQ of alpha. So if you add these two, we can have F of alpha is nothing but F of alpha is nothing but F cap into cos theta. Just let me substitute these values into cos of alpha minus pi by 2 minus theta plus F cap into sin theta r into cos of alpha minus theta. So that we can write F alpha is nothing but cos of minus pi plus pi by 2 plus alpha is equal. Cos of minus theta equal to plus theta, but cos of pi minus alpha is equal to pi minus theta equal to sin theta. Therefore, we can write F alpha equal to F cap into cos theta r, cos of minus pi by 2 plus alpha minus theta r. So that cos of minus pi by 2 is nothing but cos of minus theta equal to cos theta. So that when we write it, we will have cos of sine of alpha minus theta. Since cos of, we can write this one, cos of pi by 2 minus alpha minus theta. That is nothing but sine of alpha minus theta plus F cap into sine theta r into cos of alpha minus theta. Sine theta r into cos of alpha minus theta. If you substitute cos A sin A cos B plus cos A sin B, we will have F of alpha is nothing but F cap into sine of alpha minus theta into cos theta plus cos of alpha minus theta into sin theta. So that we can have F cap into sine of alpha minus theta plus theta. Therefore, that is equal to F cap into sine alpha. So that what I am going to conclude from there is magnetomotive force along this, even though there is having that magnetomotive force related to a small air gap length and large air gap length, resultant magnetomotive force with respect to the circumferential angle is sine of that particular angle. So that it will, the distribution will be, if suppose if you draw this curve of sine wave, if you draw this, we will have the sine wave, this magnetomotive force will be like this. Let me check 1 minute. So magnetomotive force will be like this. So we can write this is our maximum F cap, then this x-axis will be alpha, then this is the waveform, it will go the sine in the sine fashion, F cap in the sine alpha. So from this you can conclude one thing: if suppose rotor angle is equal to 0, if the rotor angle is equal to 0, then what will happen? F of equal to 0, F of FD of alpha is nothing but theta equal to 0. Therefore, cos 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, we can write it as f of alpha is nothing but, you can take this is FD, and this is your FQ. So that we can write F cap into theta r is equal to 0. Theta r is equal to 0 means cos theta r equal to 1. Therefore, we can write F cap into sine alpha. Then what about FD of FQ of alpha? FQ of alpha, here sine 0, so automatically alpha equal to 0. Then similarly, if theta r equal to 90, this values will be in vice versa. FD of alpha equal to 0 and FQ of alpha equal to F cap into sine alpha. Let me give this this explanation is in this another way. See, this is the rotor, this is the stator. Then we have, now if the rotor theta r equal to 0 means this is angle of theta r. If theta r equal to 0 means rotor will be in this position. Rotor will be in this position. If the rotor is in this position, only resultant magnetomotive force is contributing only this air gap, since it will flow here and come back and it will goes down. So this is the magnetomotive force, will be the flux linkage path will be like this. Therefore, there is no contribution of quadrature axis component. Similarly, if in the other case, if the rotor is in this, let me take just go down this. Is, for example, if suppose this is the stator and if the rotor is in this position, what will happen here? The resultant will be, if you excite the stator, this is excite the stator, this exciting stator only contribute, if you excite the stator, the resultant magnetic flux have the contribution of only this quadrature axis component. The length is air gap length, this is LGQ. So that only contribution of LGQ. In between these two cases, air gap magnetomotive force having the combination of FD alpha and FQ alpha. So if you do, if this is the way, we can understand that the contribution of magnetomotive force due to the small air gap and due to the higher air gap, due to the large air gap. So then we come to know already that magnetic flux is nothing but magnetomotive force divided by reluctance. Magnetomotive force divided by reluctance. In this particular small area, already we know how to find out the reluctance of that. In the previous lecture, I have already explained. Just the air gap in this direct axis component is nothing but length of the direct axis component air gap divided by mu naught r L into D alpha. This is for small particular area. With respect to small particular area, air gap, maybe if you take this is a small area. In this small area, D alpha, what is the reluctance? Reluctance will be length of the air gap divided by mu naught R L into D alpha. Similarly, reluctance due to the quadrature axis is nothing but LGQ divided by mu naught R L into D alpha. So the reluctance is varying only with respect to the length of air gap. If so for this uniform air gap, length of LGQ is equal to LGD. If suppose the stator is cylindrical, rotor is cylindrical, LGD is equal to LGQ. So now we will come to know that flux linkage. We have to what is the procedure for finding inductance? First we have to find out magnetomotive force, then we have to find out the flux linkage, then after finding the flux linkage, the flux linkage divided by unit current is nothing but inductance. So that now we have to find out the flux linkage in the particular small area is nothing but number of turns in the stator, and magnetic flux in this particular area. The magnetic flux in this particular area, in the sense, we have Ns in the magnetic flux due to small air gap plus magnetic flux due to large air gap. Magnetic flux due to large air gap. So now, if you do that, let me substitute now this values here. Mu, then that is equal to Ns into L d phi d is nothing but, from this we can write it as, what is d phi d? Magnetomotive force along this direct axis divided by reluctance of direct axis plus magnetomotive force along the quadrature axis divided by LGQ. So large air, already we know large air gap, we will write it as that direct axis, quadrature axis. Small air gap, we will write it as small air gap, direct axis. So now LG d phi s is equal to Ns into Fd of alpha. So already we know what is Fd of alpha, Fq of alpha. Therefore we can substitute here. That is equal to, first let me substitute this reluctance value. Reluctance already we know, this is mu naught RL is divided by alpha is common to both, but so that I am going to write mu naught Ns R into L into Fd of alpha divided by LGD into D alpha plus Fq of alpha divided by L divided by LGQ into D alpha. Fd of alpha divided by LGQ into D alpha. Let me take this next page. Now we can write this equation as d psi s is not, now I am already in this previous case, I have written already here what is Fd of alpha and the Fq of alpha. Let me substitute here now, so that d psi s is equal to mu naught Ns into R into L into F cap into cos theta R into sine of alpha minus theta R divided by LGD into D alpha plus F cap sine theta R cos of alpha minus theta R divided by LGQ into D alpha. LGQ into D alpha. Now in this case, now we can take this integration. Already we know the coil span. If this is the case, coil span Stator winding is here, current is entering here, and current is leaving here. So the coil span is now pi. Therefore, psi s is nothing but mu naught ns RL divided by LGD into f hat into cos theta r, the integration of 0 to pi sine of alpha minus theta r into d alpha plus mu naught ns r into L divided by LGQ into f cap into sine theta r into integral 0 to pi cos of alpha minus theta r into d alpha. Cos of alpha minus theta r into d alpha. So from this, psi s can be written as, now integration of sine is nothing but minus cos. Integration of cos is equal to sine. So in this, so we will get cos minus cos of alpha minus theta. Here in this region we will get sine of alpha minus theta. If you substitute here, we can write mu naught. This minus is due to the integration of sine. Ns r in the L divided by LGD f cap into cos theta r into cos of alpha minus theta r, then pi z, alpha is varies from 0 to pi plus mu naught ns rl divided by lgq into f cap into sine theta r, then this integration is sine of alpha minus theta r and varies from 0 to pi. Now we can write psi s is equal to, then in this case we will get, we'll substitute this alpha is equal to pi in this region, in this second section alpha is equal to pi. Therefore if we substitute here cos of pi minus theta r, we will get minus cos theta r, then sine of pi minus theta r, we will get sine theta r. So that we will end up with this equation minus into minus plus, so that we will have similarly here this is sine square theta will come, here it will be cos square theta will come, then LGD, LGQ, then minus cos of minus theta, one more term will come. When we substitute pi, then again if we substitute for alpha equal to 0, if we substitute, finally we can have this equation as mu naught ns r into L into d alpha, r into mu naught r into mu naught r into L into f cap into 2 into cos of cos square theta r divided by LGD plus 2 into sine square theta r divided by LGQ. Sine square theta r divided by LGQ. Then we know cos square theta r is nothing but, what is cos square theta r? Cos square theta r is equal to 1 plus cos 2 theta r divided by 2. Then what is sine square theta r? Sine square theta r is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta r divided by 2. Therefore, if you substitute psi s is nothing but mu naught ns r into L into f cap into 1 plus, so that 1 plus cos 2 theta r is equal to 2 cos square theta r. Therefore 1 plus cos 2 theta r divided by LGD plus 1 minus cos 2 theta r divided by LGQ. Let me go down. LGQ. Therefore, psi S is nothing but mu naught ns r into L into F cap into 1 by LGD plus 1 by LGQ. This is the one term, plus 1 by LGD minus 1 by LGQ into cos 2 theta. So this is when this is the derivation of magnetic flux. This is the derivation of magnetic flux density, magnetic flux linkage in the stator due to the supply of, due to this supply of when we excite the stator and the rotor is not excited, in order to find the self inductance of the stator, we have to derive this equation of flux linkage. The flux linkage formula will be mu naught ns rl f cap into 1 by LGD plus 1 by LGQ plus 1 by LGD minus 1. So it is nothing but the flux linkage has the contribution of small air gap as well as large air gap. With this, I would like to conclude this today's presentation. In the next class, I will explain how to find out this inductance. Also, how one can, I already told you in the last lecture also, I will explain how to find out F gap. These things I will explain in this next class. So with this next class, I will complete whenever the salient pole rotor is there and the stator is excited, what is the self inductance of the stator with respect to rotor position. So from this itself we will come to know rotor position, this stator inductance. Surely what is already we have done flux linkage. Flux linkage divided by unit current is nothing but stator inductance. So stator inductance is varying with respect to small air gap length and large air gap length and rotor angle as well. So with this I would like to conclude. We can meet in the next class with this inductance calculation. Wish you all the best. Thank you.